Hello fellow gamers, welcome to Azreality Gaming. My name is Dustin, and today we're going to be reviewing Middle-earth: Shadows of War, which is a sequel to Middle-earth: Shadows of Mordor, and asking the question, is it worth playing still today? And to answer that question, let's jump into a review and see if we can shed some light there. Middle-earth: Shadows of War was released on September 27, 2017, and is a sequel to the Shadows of Mordor. It was released on PS4, Xbox One, and PC through Steam. The game was well received with gamers and reviewers alike, praising the action and updated Nemesis mechanics, but was overshadowed a bit by the inclusion of a marketplace that was hated by most of the population. I will say at the time of the recording of this video, the marketplace was removed from the game and is no longer an issue. A rare instance of game developers and studios listening to the players maybe. That, or they just weren't making enough money on it to support it further. The story is based upon the world of Middle-earth, but is not canon, and therefore doesn't follow the events you read in the books or see in the movies. With that being said, there are still the traditional bad guys like Ringwraith, Sauron, and the ever-loving Smeagol, who makes a few appearances. Without too many spoilers, the main character is Talion, who is a ranger of Gondor, but has a unique tie to the Wraith elf lord Celebrimbor, who shares his body. Together they travel to Mount Doom, where they forge a new ring of power, free of Sauron's corruption, thus setting them both on a series of quests to battle back the forces of Mordor. There is of course a great ending and a twist in there, but we'll leave that for you guys to experience. The graphics hold up even to today's standards and can be put side by side with most of the new games. I feel that rating a game based upon graphics these days is a little bit overrated because all the games that come out today usually have some awesome graphics to it, and really shouldn't be used as a measure of success. We almost expect graphics these days. Well, I guess unless the graphics are complete dog shit, then I'll go ahead and give them a negative mark. So from now on, I'll probably not include graphics in my reviews, just a heads up. But if graphics are important to you, then you'll be happy. But the best aspects of the game is the action and fighting mechanics. This game by nature is a hack and slash, with role-playing / character development built in to create a unique experience just for you. The game is an open world environment that allows you to explore up to 5 new areas. Combat has a lot of combinations and abilities to choose from and unlock as you progress through the game. A lot of flashy moves and finishers that are downright satisfying when you pull them off. Some say, as you unlock all the skills in the game, you become a one-man wrecking crew and the difficulty of the game goes down. But I still found it challenging, and then the sheer number of possibilities honestly kind of confused me. I ended up only using a few staple moves that I found effective 90% of the situations, and the rest were kind of just situational then at that point. Sure, you can ride on the back of a warg, but I wasn't really drawn to that part of the game and would rather just hack and slash my way to victory. There are a couple online modes that allow you to build an army and siege a fortress, which seemed interesting, but as I got into the game I couldn't spare the time to dig further into those aspects, and so my review is just based upon the single player mode. Please keep that in mind. The game has a new updated mechanic called Nemesis, which you are allowed to build up your own orc army by dominating orc captains throughout the game. You can use in-game experience and coins to do different upgrades for your captains, like raise their levels or give them a fire weapon to use against another foe that might have a weakness against fire. The idea behind building up your own army to launch against the forces of Mordor was a great addition to the sequel compared to the original Shadows of Mordor, and added a lot more content for players to immerse themselves in. I found myself getting distracted by all the different side quests and army building that I didn't hardly touch the main quest until much later. You need to do those main quests still to advance the story enough so that you can unlock certain aspects of the game, such as the Nemesis mode. The game really feels a lot like Batman Arkham Asylum's, Assassin's Creed, and a little bit of a Dynasty Warriors mixed in there, with the captains joining the fight and building up armies. If you like those games and the previous Shadows of Mordor, then this game is a must for you. Additional notes of worth are the voice acting and personalities of different orc captains throughout the game. If anything, this is top-notch score for the game, as they have done so well, and I felt the need to try to talk to every single one of them and interact with them in different ways.
Don't worry about my enemies. They will all follow eventually.
You want to plant your flag in Mordor, you'll need to do it deep. There's a fortress nearby. They say it's ruled by a two-headed troll big as a mountain. Deadly smart, which, I guess he'd have to be given the 2 heads. You take him down, you'll send a message to Sauron, and get yourself some nice new digs as part of the bargain.
Usually fighting them to the death, of course, or dominating them work for my army, but I'm confident you will find and enjoy this part of the game, and we'll get many laughs out of it as a result. The game can be purchased relatively easily and cheap. If you are looking for a used copy at GameStop, will run you around $5 or $6, while if you want to splurge for the definitive version, that has all the expansion packs, which allow you to play as different characters with their own storyline and parallel battalions, check out eBay and be sure to buy the one that's still sealed. I made the mistake of buying a Steelbook version that had the codes in there, but they were already used. Duh me, I know, I should have known better, but I just couldn't resist buying the Steelbook. My final verdict if you should play Shadows of War in today's age would be, maybe. Again, if you like these style of games with large open worlds, extensive combat, and enough side quests to bog you down for 40 hours of gameplay, then heck yeah, go for it. But for me, I found myself getting bored and ended up focusing too much on the side quests and the nemesis options that when it came time to finish the game, I just didn't have the desire and ended up putting the game down. I don't do that very often with games, but this is one that I just didn't have the staying power for me after about 20 hours. Then again, I usually can't complete the Assassin's Creed or Batman Arkham games either, so maybe that style of game is just not for me. Of course, that doesn't make this game terrible, that's just my honest review, and of course, not all of these videos are going to be rainbows and unicorns of perfect reviews. If you are a hardcore Middle-earth fan, I believe you'll still like the game for that aspect just as I did. But for that staying power to keep me drawn in for 40 hours, it just didn't do it for me. To each their own. Thanks again for watching, and if you found the video helpful or enjoyable, please remember to hit that like button. If you like JRPGs to action RPGs, then maybe consider subscribing as we probably have a lot in common and you're probably going to find something on this channel that you like. Remember to check out my other gameplay reviews, gameplay videos, and remember, be exceptional to each other, keep on gaming, and we'll see you guys next time.